Forbidden vibrations. The hidden ancient sonic technology behind forgotten stone monoliths. What if everything we know about how ancient civilizations moved massive stones is incomplete? We've been taught to imagine ropes, ramps, primitive labor, stretching across endless desert landscapes beneath a brutal sun. But there is a problem with that explanation. The deeper researchers analyze certain ancient monoliths, the stranger the engineering becomes. Precision cuts that appear mathematically impossible for the tools officially assigned to those civilizations. Stone surfaces aligned with astonishing geometric accuracy. Multi-ton blocks transported across distances that still challenge modern reconstruction theories. And throughout history, one question refuses to disappear. How are these structures really built? For centuries, mainstream explanations focused almost entirely on physical force. More workers, more leverage, more manpower. But some researchers believe the answer may have never been hidden in physical strength at all. They believe it was hidden in frequency. Because sound is not merely something we hear. Sound is pressure, vibration, force moving through matter. And under the right conditions, vibration can reorganize physical systems in ways that appear almost impossible. Modern cymatics demonstrates this clearly. When frequencies interact with sand, water, or particles, chaotic matter suddenly reorganizes into intricate geometric patterns. Different frequencies create different structures, almost as if sound contains the ability to impose order onto physical reality itself. Now imagine an ancient civilization deeply studying these effects for generations. Not as entertainment, not as music alone, but as technology, a form of acoustic engineering capable of interacting directly with matter through resonance. Suddenly, the impossible begins to look less impossible, because resonance changes everything. Every object possesses a natural frequency, a point at which vibration amplifies through the structure itself. Push that resonance correctly, and enormous systems begin responding with surprisingly little force. Bridges vibrate, glass shatters, metal bends, structures oscillate. Modern laboratories have already demonstrated forms of acoustic levitation using focused sound waves to suspend particles in midair. Tiny objects floating through pressure manipulation alone. Not science fiction, observable physics. So the real question becomes unsettling. If modern science can levitate small objects using resonance today, what happens if ancient civilizations understood large-scale harmonic engineering in ways we no longer do? Because many ancient sites do not behave like ordinary architecture. They behave like instruments, stone chambers designed with unusual acoustic properties, narrow corridors that amplify specific tones, granite blocks rich in crystalline content capable of conducting vibrational energy, resonant cavities hidden deep inside structures still not fully understood. And perhaps nowhere is this mystery more powerful than within the megalithic sites of the ancient world. Massive stones positioned with extraordinary precision, blocks weighing dozens, sometimes hundreds of tons, fitted together so tightly, modern tools struggle to replicate the seams. Traditional explanations often rely on overwhelming labor force theories, but labor alone does not explain precision. It does not explain harmonic consistency, and it certainly does not explain why so many ancient cultures placed overwhelming importance on sound, chanting, resonance, and vibration within spiritual architecture. Because across civilizations, separated by oceans and centuries, the same patterns emerge repeatedly. Sacred chants, resonant chambers, ceremonial tones, frequency-based rituals. Why? Perhaps because ancient people viewed sound differently than we do, not merely as communication, but as interaction with the hidden architecture of reality itself. And strangely enough, modern science continues drifting back towards similar discoveries. Quantum systems behave through vibration. Matter expresses wave properties. Frequency organizes physical structures across countless scales of nature. Even the human nervous system operates through electrical oscillation patterns. Reality itself appears deeply rhythmic. So what if ancient civilizations were not primitive at all in certain areas of understanding? What if they specialized in forms of resonance-based engineering that modern history fragmented or dismissed because they did not fit industrial models of technological progress? Because history assumes technology must evolve in straight lines. Stone tools to bronze, bronze to steel, steel to computers. But human civilization may not evolve as neatly as textbooks suggest. Knowledge can disappear. Entire systems of understanding can collapse, scatter, or become mythologized over centuries. And once knowledge becomes myth, it stops being studied seriously. It becomes legend. Stories of stones lifted through sound, temples activated through chanting, ancient horns capable of shaking walls. Most people hear fantasy, but hidden inside mythology there is often a distorted memory of real phenomena humanity once struggled to explain. Now, combine this with atmospheric conditions, because sound behaves differently depending on pressure, density, humidity, and environmental structure. Ancient builders may have understood how geography itself amplified resonance. Caves, mountains, granite-rich regions, natural acoustic chambers. The environment becoming part of the technology. This transforms ancient monoliths from static objects into components within larger vibrational systems. Not merely monuments, but resonant machines. And if that sounds extreme, consider this. Why do so many ancient sacred structures produce unusual acoustic effects even today? Echo distortions, frequency amplification, standing wave behavior, low tonal resonance that vibrates through the body itself. Some locations almost feel alive acoustically because architecture influences perception. Sound influences emotion. Resonance influences physical sensation. Ancient civilizations likely understood this intuitively long before modern terminology existed. And perhaps that is why these sites continue affecting people psychologically thousands of years later. Visitors describe overwhelming awe, stillness, pressure, energetic sensation. Not necessarily supernatural experiences, but encounters with spaces engineered to manipulate human perception through geometry, acoustics, scale, and vibration simultaneously, which leads to an even larger possibility. Maybe ancient monoliths were never solely religious structures. Maybe they were interfaces, points where consciousness, sound, mathematics, and environment converged into a single engineered experience, because the ancients repeatedly linked vibration with creation itself. Sacred words, primordial tones, cosmic sound. Across cultures, reality begins with resonance, a vibration emerging from silence. Modern physics does not describe creation in mystical language, but even modern theories increasingly describe reality through fields, oscillations, frequencies, and energetic interactions beneath visible matter. Different vocabulary, strangely similar themes. So perhaps the real mystery is not whether ancient civilizations used sound in ways we barely understand. Perhaps the real mystery is how much knowledge humanity has forgotten while assuming it was becoming more advanced. Because technological sophistication does not always equal wisdom, and progress does not guarantee memory. Somewhere in the ancient world, beneath collapsed temples and fractured stone giants, there may still exist echoes of a forgotten science, a science not built entirely on combustion, electricity, or digital systems, but on resonance, frequency, and a hidden vibrational architecture woven through matter itself. The stones may not be silent after all. We may have simply forgotten how to hear them.